Hare Krishna. Today Shashank Prabhu is on leave. Okay. So we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kada Mahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi पाश्चातादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः हरिहराय नमः कृष्णाय यादवाय नमः यादवाय माधवाय गोविंदाय नमः श्री कृष्ण हरि बोल गोपाल हरि बोल राधा रमण गोविंद हरि बोल जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल Shri Shri Radha Govind ki jai. So welcome you all to the level 2 class of Bhagavad Gita. Today we'll be continuing with the second half of chapter number 9, that is Rajagurya Yoga. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we stopped here and today we will continue here. Yeah, external activities of the Mahatma, that is having all devotee association and in a group, as you can see one family who is sitting in the outside of the home in the courtyard and singing the glories of the Lord. Okay. And Nitya Yukta Upasate, with all devotee association, they are constantly reading the scriptures about the Lord. Okay. And always chanting my glories, endeavoring with a great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with a great devotion. So this is one picture of Prahlad Maharaj and this is of the Arjuna. So definitely these people are going to come back to me. Yeah, today I think we don't have Manoj Prabhu to recite this sloka. Can anybody else will attempt? Yeah, I will read. ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते Ekatvena pritatvena bahuda vishvato mukham. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Okay, so that once the realization comes within about the form of the Lord, about the Krishna, then they all will not get deviated from your usual path, and or they will not get indulged in any of the material manifestation and focus on Lord Krishna and worship him. So worshippers of the universal form of the Lord and worshippers of the demigods. Okay, next we will see. Aham kraturaham yajna swadaham aham aushadam mantroham ahamevajyam aham agnir aham hutam. But it is I who am the ritual, and the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant, I'm the butter, and the fire, and the offering. So everything is Lord. This we will come in detail in 10th chapter. Okay. So whatever the offering we are giving in a yajna, everything belongs to the material manifestations, all the manpower who are doing it, and everything belongs to Krishna. पीताहमस्य जगतो माता धाता पितामहा वेद्यं पवित्रम ओंकारा रक्षमायजुरेव च. So I am the father of the universe, the mother, the support, the grandchild, object of the knowledge, the purifier, the syllable Om, and the I am also the Rig Veda, the Sama Yajur Veda. Okay, all the Vedas. I am the source of all these Vedas. Okay. Hare Krishna. Will anybody read this one?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Krishna's as all the relationships, seeing everything as a manifestation of God Krishna. In the material existence, we create different relationships with different living entities who are nothing but Krishna's marginal energy under the creation of Prakriti. Some of them appear as our father, mother, grandfather, creator, etc. But actually, they are parts and parcels of Krishna. Father and mother, support and grandsire. All these relationships in the material world are part and parcel of Krishna, which implies they are all Krishna. Data implies creator or supporter, purifier, that subject matter which helps us purify our constitution position is also Krishna. Omkara, a transcendental sound vibration in all Vedic mantras, is therefore Krishna. All the Vedas, because of all the hymns have Omkara, therefore it is Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, seeing everything as a manifestation of the God that is Krishna. So we are prison of this material world, isn't it? For a child, for a spouse, for a brother, for relationships, everything revolves around it, isn't it? So, but ultimately, this marginal energy of the Lord, that is all the relatives, everything, the material manifestation, again, is what is it? The creation of Krishna, isn't it? So he is that Omkara, he is all the Vedas, and he is the one who purify our position, and the one who make our conscious awaken towards Krishna and all. So I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. Okay, he is the seed giving father to all the living entity. Oh Arjuna, I control heat, the rain, drought. I am immortality. I am also the death personified. I am both and non-being. Both being and non-being are in me. So all the material as well as the living and non-living entities, the material manifestation emanates from Krishna. So you cannot segregate it from the routine things. Okay. So those who study the Vedas and drink the Somarasa, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly, and they take birth on this planet of Indra where they enjoy the godly things. So again, they are not liberated to the Vaikuntha as well as the Goloka. They will get elevated to the higher planets. When they just enjoy heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness. So, what is the results of a demigod worship? They go to the higher planets. If you remember, eighth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, after that I have shown you the Goloka chant. So if you are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you will surpass all these 7 lokas above, and you will surpass the Vaikuntha Loka and go to the Goloka. Similarly, if you are doing the Upachara to the demigods and all, you will go to the immediate 7 planets which are above the 7 lokas which are there above the earth. Okay. चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. But those who worship me with a devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry when what they lack and preserve what they have. So this here we can take an example of a Sudama, once your drought ridden and the family was suffering a lot because of non-availability of the grains for themselves, and the cattle were in a stage of dying, and he was in a very impoverished stage. So Sudama wife will say to him that, say, Lord Krishna is a very dear friend to him. Why don't you go to him and ask him about a situation, and as he's the king, he may help us out. Okay. And Sudama has a lot of self-respect to go there, but seeing the condition at the home, he was compelled to go. And on en route, his the clothes are torn, and he get hurt on his feet by a thorn and all. Lot of austerities and difficulties, he ultimately reached the Dwarka. Okay. And seeing him, all the Dwarapalkas and all the king's friend means they expect him to be like a gentleman and not like a beggar actually. But seeing the Sudama's position, they say they will not allow him. But he says, please put a word to Krishna that his friend Sudama has come. And one kind soul will put that word to Krishna, and Krishna will be coming running outside, and he will hug him and take him inside and do all the upachara he can do for a friend, and he will nurse his wounded feet, and at the same time he has given him all the fruits and everything what he can feed himself. And seeing the hospitality of Krishna, he will feel very um, uh, uh, he don't feel like asking him anything, that he is taking care of me so well. How can I ask him for anything? But without asking anything only, he decided to leave that place. And while coming, Sudama's wife will give him some puffed rice to give to Lord Krishna and all, and he will be hiding it from him, thinking that what this person will think about me, a poor Brahmana and all. But when Sudama is in a deep sleep, Lord Krishna will take that puffed rice, and when he have that rice, Sudama's house is filled with all the required wealth, and everyone will be healthy, and they'll be surplus with what they are lacking. Okay. So without asking anything, next day morning, Sudama will leave the place. Okay. And he feels very guilty. My wife has sent me here to ask for some help from Lord Krishna, and seeing his hospitality, somehow I don't feel like asking him anything. What will I answer my wife when I go back? So which is such a thought process, he was returning back. So when he reached home, he'll be surprised to see that all the house is filled with all the ornaments and all the opulences, that is a wealth, everything which is required for him for a lifetime, and enough for his family to survive. So likewise, Krishna is so merciful towards his devotee. So sometimes even if we don't say anything to him, he will take care of our problems or the situations by which he can what do you say, we can come out of that situation. So he will see, so what we have, he will try to preserve that, and what we don't have, he will try to replenish that. येऽपि अन्या देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेया यजन्ति अविधिपूर्वकम्. Whatever a man may sacrifice to the other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. So if we are worshipping the demigods, it is like indirectly it is coming to me, but whatever, for certain reasons and all, you approach them and do the offering, but you may be knowing or not, but indirectly all that come to me. Demigod worship without knowledge of Krishna's supremacy is called as a purvakam. It's a sign of less intelligence because such worship is offered to me. But indirectly, the three analogies for indirect worship of Krishna is the improper method. So it is something like pouring the water on the leaves but not to the root. A root is a Krishna and tree leaves is the demigod. And feeding the different parts of the body but not the stomach. Stomach here is compared to Krishna but not the other body parts, and not to follow the laws of the government and offering a bribe to the officers. That is, the law is Lord Krishna, and offering the bribe to the officers is again the demigod worship. So not to demean the demigods, I mean to say, he's the ultimate source. He's like a milk, and the demigods and all are like a curd, butter, and ghee and all those things. So likewise, if we are worshipping Lord Krishna, ultimately all these things are taken care. So I am the only enjoyer, master of all the sacrifice. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature will fall down, because he is the source of all material manifestations and everything what we are doing. Yanti devavruta devan pitrayanti pitravrata bhutani yanti bhutecha yanti madhyajinopi mam. Those who worship the demigod will take birth among the demigods, and those who worship the ghost will take birth among such beings, and those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. Okay, so here is a picture, like people who are the upasakas of Lord Krishna or Vishnu, they will go to their respective planets. But people who are taking shelter of demigods will go to the respective planets, that is above 7 planets. And people who are fan of the famous personality will take birth again in this world to complete their cycle. And people who remember ancestors or the ghost and all, so they will be born among them. Okay, so our consciousness is very, very important. Where we go at the time of leaving this material body is very, very important. So make the choice accordingly. If you wanted to get liberated, take the shelter of Lord Krishna and Vishnu, and do the upasana as it is. Otherwise, if you wanted to come back to this material planet, yes, you can have a passion, and ignorance, you will go to the lower planets, and it'll take, one has to complete all the 84 lakh species to again come to the, what do you say, to get a human life. And in human life also, one will be very, very fortunate only. He will have the consciousness of Krishna and he will be able to move further. So next section is this glories of direct worshipping Krishna. So what are the benefits? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhakta prayachati tadaham bhaktyopahartham asnami prayatatmana. So if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or a water, I will accept it. See, Lord is merciful to all. He is accessible to all. You need not cook hundreds of varieties or chappan bhog to him and all, with utmost love and affection and devotion. If you're offering him whatever the food which is available to me, if not anything, at least the water, if you are offering him, that is more than enough for him. Okay. Rather than the upacharas, the devotion with which we offer to the Lord is more important. Okay. Yat karoti yajasnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya yat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, that all all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerity that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. So in that way, we are free from any sort of a contamination. Okay. Following acts as an offering to the Krishna. Okay. Nishkama Karma Yoga, as we have learned about this in the initial chapters, the Karma Yoga chapters. So do as the following as an offering to Krishna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give or give away, whatever austerities you perform, you do it as a service towards the Lord. Likewise, you will be free from all the contamination. Okay. What is the difference in offering of a pure devotees and ours? Quality of devotion, reciprocate, quality of reciprocation. In proportion to our devotion, Krishna will reciprocate. So if you are in a pure devotion state and you're offering to the Lord, the more he will give you. If you take one step towards him, he will take thousands of steps towards us. Okay. Subha subha phalerevam mokshaya karma bandhanai sannyasa yoga yuttatma vimukto mamupaishyasi. So, in this way, you will be free from bondage to the work, and it's auspicious in inauspicious result. With your mind fixed on me in the principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Okay, so make your choices accordingly. If you want to go back to Krishna, then do the sadhana of Krishna. If you want to go to demigods, pick your choice. If you wanted to come back to this planet and be a people's pleaser. So if you wanted to degrade your life, then you will go to the lower planet and be born under 84 lakh species again, come back to the human life. Okay. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyo stina priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one nor am partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is me, and I'm also a friend to him. Okay. So Krishna is very merciful, because for Arjuna, he became a charioteer, isn't it? And for Draupadi, he came to save her. Likewise, many, many examples where Krishna has saved his devotees. Okay. Apiche sudharacharo bhajate mam ananyapak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi sa. So even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotion service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Okay. So sometimes maybe out of his prarabdha karma or past karma and all, maybe chance of fall down for one instant or one mistake he may perform, but ultimately Krishna will try to correct that, and because he don't want to lose on the devotees. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा स्वस्वाच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि नामे भक्त्या प्रणश्यति. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never perish. So here we have an example of Prahlad Maharaj. You can see him after killing the Hiranyakashipu. He was sitting in the throne and he was so furious, and everybody, including the demigods, were fearing to go near the Narsimha Bhagwan. But the great devotee Prahlad Maharaj offered the prayer to Narsimha Bhagwan, by which he was specified, and he has taken on his shoulders and given him a boon that 21 generations of his family will be free from the cycle of birth and death. Yeah. If a devotee is imperfect, Krishna considers him as he is in a learning stage. Okay. And why Krishna considers imperfect devotee as a saintly? Because his thought and intentions are good, because he is there in the Shuddha Sattva Guna. He constantly think about Krishna and he do the sadhana, and he is rightly trained to progress further in this. So that is the reason why by whatever means one is doing the sadhana towards the Krishna, maybe in a not in a perfect way, but that intention of doing the God, that is what is Lord required. So he considered even them as a saintly persons, and he quickly becomes righteous and attain the lasting peak, because ultimately these people will progress. If you take an example of a sage Valmiki, so he was in an ignorant phase, but once the mantra has been given by Narad Muni, by doing the sadhana, he progressed so fast. So Ajamila example and Gajendra and Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, many examples, they were not perfect when they have taken up the sadhana, but doing the service and doing the sadhana and following all the principles and constantly thinking about the Lord has made them their life progress towards spirituality, and they have become the great devotees of the Lord and attain the Goloka Dham. Mami partha vyapasitya yepi shu papayonaya striyo vaishyasthatha sudras depi anti param gatimo sannakrita. Those who take shelter in me. So thou, they may be of a lower birth, like a woman, Vaishya, Shudras, whatever may be the varna, and whatever may be the gender. But once they have taken the shelter of me, definitely, what do you say? They will be liberated no matter what. The Varna does not make any count on this, and ultimately they will purify themselves. And many examples of the animals and the kings and the devotees who got liberated. So likewise, once they are engaging in the loving service of the Lord, automatically they are liberated from this material body. Even unqualified classes also achieve mercy by his Krishna. No distinctions in different classes, just I told you in my previous slide. This verse established that in devotion service, there is no distinction between the higher and the lower classes as opposed to the material conception of the life. Indicates power of devotion service in the pure devotees. Most simple man taking shelter of the pure devotee can be purified by proper guidance, even the lowest of the man Chandala. So here we have an example of the sage Valmiki, who was a hunter by profession, but how he transformed himself. And so no matter how much they are degraded, but one they have make up their mind to do the sadhana, if they take shelter of the proper guru or a senior devotee or association of Vaishnava, definitely is going to elevate their personality. So previously I just read one quote from Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is our Guru Maharaj. And in that it was written, so sometimes you feel like not doing anything. Your chanting is inattentive and you don't feel like reading scriptures. And sometimes you feel lost. So at that time, what you have to do is serve a Vaishnava, senior Vaishnava. So go for a devotee association and sit with them and try to talk to them, express your worries or whatever it is, and have a conversation with them and try to clear whatever you have in your mind and clear all the doubts what you have regarding the bhakti or in a personal life, anything and all, and they can assess you better and guide you better in your life. So one has to take complete shelter of Krishna, then one becomes greater than greater jnanis and yogis, and pure devotees can enable people of lower classes to attain the highest perfection. So all devotee association is must. Okay. Manmana bhava madbhakto majjadimam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmanam matparayana. So engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying. Don't get deviated here and there. You think about me, worship about me, follow all four liberative principles, have all devotee association. Definitely you will come back to me. Okay. So these are all the sections hearing about Krishna, qualifications and disqualifications, Aishwarya Jnana, Krishna, Sachintya, Veda Veja, relationship with the material verse, non-worshippers and worshippers. Krishna is the supreme object of the worship. So in this particular chapter, the most confidential knowledge is that think about me, you will come back to me. If you think about the demigods, you will go to the demigod planet. If you think about the men, you will come back again on this planet Earth. If you think about the other passionate and ignorance, then you'll go fall down to the lower planets. Again, you have to take birth among the 84 lakh species and wait for the turn of a human being. And in that human being life also, you should be conscious enough to know about Krishna. And then you have to do the sadhana to get liberated. So once we got this human life, why to waste it? So, and somewhere we are so merciful that Krishna has given this source to know about the God and all. So I think it is high time we should increase our sadhana, maintain all devotee association. And if you're falling somewhere and if you are any difficulties in following the sadhana, we should try to follow that and move forward in a life. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any doubts? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Why is